What is wholesaling? You've probably heard of the word wholesale or wholesaling, but I'm talking about wholesaling referring to real estate. Wholesaling real estate. What is it? Why do people do it? How do you do it? How much money can you make? And more importantly, should you do it? Because even though this is a real estate wholesaling and investing channel, you may not want to wholesale. Maybe you shouldn't wholesale. But by the end of the video, you'll have an idea of whether wholesaling is right for you. So let me explain wholesaling super quick. Okay, check this out. Okay, I'm gonna keep throwing my hand like this because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, here we go. We're on our favorite website, Zillow. I bet you've been on Zillow before, looking at your dream home, just looking at homes in the neighborhood, sleuthing on the neighbor and seeing what they sold their house for. I know you've done that. But imagine you clicked on a house. This beautiful house here in South Dallas. It probably needs a little bit of repairs, right? Just a little bit. And they want $170,000 for the house. But what if you put an offer out there and you negotiated a price that was really good, way better than $170,000? Maybe you called up the realtor and you got a price at $110,000. You don't think that's possible? Well, you should try because you can literally do that all the time. Well, let's say that the realtor said, yeah, we're desperate. We'll sell it for $110,000 cash. What do you do now? Well, you wholesale it. And it doesn't just need to be properties on Zillow. Actually, most wholesaling is not on market. Most of the great deals you're going to find, they're from off market. They're homes that aren't listed for sale. The home behind me, the home in front of me, the home down the street, the home over there. How do you get in contact with those people? Well, that's called direct to seller, and that falls into the bucket of acquisitions. When you're looking for a home to wholesale, you're doing direct to seller outreach. You're really doing one of four things. You're either cold calling, sending mailers like typical snail mail, you're running social media campaigns, that's called PPC, or you're just out there door knocking. Literally, you could just go to doors and be like, hello, hi, are you selling your house? You could do all four of those things, but sometimes you want to target your wholesaling so you don't waste your time. And what I mean by target, I mean you want to call people who would be more motivated to sell. So maybe you call properties that tried to sell on Zillow, but that failed. Those listings are called expired listings. Or you could call pre-foreclosures. So people that are about to go into foreclosure, they haven't paid their mortgages, they're about to lose their house. You call them, you door knock, and you're like, yo, bro, I'll make you an offer, but it's gonna be a little bit low. But I can make you an offer and save you right now. What you're looking for when you're wholesaling, everybody, is motivation bordering desperation. You want to find sellers who are desperate and motivated to sell their homes. So, like I said, maybe you found that off market. You probably found it off market, but maybe you found it on market. You found this house, this one right here, and you called up the realtor and you said 110,000. And they agreed. Well, the next thing you want to do is get it under contract. You can use a wide variety of contracts, but here in Texas, we use TREC, or at least I use TREC because I'm a realtor. And it's your typical offer contract. When anyone buys a house, they'll be using these types of contracts. So you get the property under contract. You shoot out your offer for $110,000. You put in some extra information, and I'll teach you all what to put in the information. That's easy stuff. It's really not that hard. And then you get them to sign, and then you countersign, and now you are in contract. What does that mean? That means you have a few days, depending on what you put in the contract and whether they accepted that or not. You have a few days. That's called your inspection period, your option period, your due diligence period. You have a few days. That could be 1, that could be 10, that could be 30, depending on what you negotiated, to wholesale this home. So what does wholesale mean? That means you're going to take this contract and you're going to assign it. What does assign mean? ASSIGN. What does that mean? That means to give the rights over to somebody else. So now you're not selling real estate, because let's make something clear, everybody. Wholesaling is not selling real estate. Selling real estate requires a real estate license. I have a real estate license, but I still wholesale. Selling a house requires a license. You have to be a licensed realtor. But selling a contract, anyone can do that. So what you're doing here is you're not selling real estate, you're selling a contract, and that contract is a good deal. And now you're going to assign that contract to an investor, to a new buyer, and they're going to pay you more for that property. Maybe it was such a great deal, they're going to pay you $115,000 or $120,000, maybe $140,000. And you're going to make the difference between what you got it at and what you assigned it at. That is called your assignment fee. So in this situation, if we were able to negotiate, let's say $110,000, and we assigned it to an investor for $120,000, we would have made $10,000 in profit. Pretty crazy, right? And we had to do nothing. All we had to do was send out a contract, then find a buyer, send him a contract, and just connect the two parties. Sure, there's more moving parts involved. You have things like earnest money, escrow and title, and all these complicated things, but at the end of the day, I'm here to help you with all that. And other people are too. But if you want my help, what you can do is join my free Discord link down below, literally free, where I teach you everything you need to know about wholesaling and investing in real estate. And if you find good, motivated, desperate sellers, I will help you get those deals under contract and assign them to a buyer. You help me with acquisitions, you help me with that direct to seller, that phone call, that text message, that email, that door knocking, that snail mail, you marketing on your Facebook. You help me with that side to find deals. I'll help you close them and assign them. I'll do all the heavy lifting if you go and find those deals, because that's the most important part. But that's how a lot of this wholesaling works. It's called JV or joint venture. Oftentimes you work with other people. So I work with a lot of people who go and find leads, and I do the rest of the work and then close them and sell deals. I and my company, we're really good at disposition. So remember I told you there's acquisition? Acquisition is acquiring, finding a good deal. Then selling the deal is a whole nother part of wholesaling. That part's hard. It's just as hard as acquisitions, because instead of finding a seller, now we got to find a buyer. We got to find a buyer that wants to pay us a lot for this deal. So I do mostly disposition, but if you want to get started in wholesaling, the best way to get started is to find good, motivated sellers and have somebody on the disposition side walk you through the process. Give them the contract. You're actually going to assign me the contract and I'll go sell it. So I'll actually buy contracts off of you. I know that was a lot, but pretty much you can keep assigning and assigning and assigning and assigning a contract. It's called daisy chaining, but whatever. The point I'm trying to make is let's get back to the screen here. Find properties like this one where the seller is motivated, desperate to sell their house. Offer a low cash offer. See if they'll take a low cash offer, and if they will, get it under contract and then assign it to someone who does disposition, or go try to find a buyer yourself and assign that deal. And that is wholesaling. Now, there's a few things you're probably wondering. Well, how much do I offer? What type of property is a good property to wholesale? You're talking about just max cash wholesaling. But I don't know how familiar you are with wholesaling. There's a whole other side of wholesaling. There's creative wholesaling. There's subject to. There's seller finance. There's novations. There is so much to learn. Guys, wholesaling is something that's like university. You take a class, you take a class, you take a class, you take a class, and you just slowly become a master at it. Have I mastered it? No. I'm learning new things every single day. And honestly, I don't think anyone's ever mastered it. It's something that you just keep getting better at. But the most simple, fundamental thing that I just want to make clear in this video, don't overwhelm yourself. Find deals. What are deals? What are deals at the end of the day? There are homes where the seller, and again, I keep repeating myself because it's so important, are motivated and desperate to sell. Maybe they're going through a divorce. Maybe they can't afford to pay their utilities. Maybe their tenant has trashed their house and this investor just wants to sell their property. Maybe they're desperate to move. They have a kid on the way and they need an extra bedroom. They got to sell their house ASAP. An in-law is unfortunately sick and they just need money ASAP to pay medical bills. Any reason people need money and need money fast, that is where you step in. You are the solution. And what you're going to do is offer them a solution and then go and find that buyer who's going to buy that solution. So that is wholesaling. I told you what it is. So why do people do it? Well, you make money. If you're good at wholesaling, you can easily make 6 figures a year. Some wholesalers make 7 figures a year. They make over $1 million a year, and you can do it virtually. So it's really nice. So yeah, that's why people do it. It makes a lot of money. But more so than that, my favorite reason to wholesale is honestly not for the money. It's because it teaches you about real estate investing. At the end of the day, what do we all want to be as real estate investors? That's the most important fundamental thing in our life. We want to just have passive income come in. We want to own a portfolio of 15 homes. We want 100 tenants. Like, that's the dream. And what's the best way to get an education in real estate investing? Dude, it's not school. It's not being a realtor. It is wholesaling. It is this, because at the end of the day, you're finding good deals. You're learning what a good deal is. You're out there negotiating. You're out there learning the whole process. And then you're finding investors and telling them, yeah, this is a good deal. And this is why this is a good deal. You're selling the deals. You are going to master real estate investing by mastering wholesaling. And then you take all that money you earned, you save it up. You made 6 figures wholesaling. You made $1 million wholesaling. You made whatever. You take that money and you then invest it in real estate. That's why you should get started with wholesaling. So should you wholesale? Yes and no. Do you have a genuine passion for real estate? I really think that if you aren't passionate about real estate, you're just not going to be good at wholesaling, because you got to be on the phones and just be selling buyers and selling sellers. You got to sell real estate. You got to love real estate. And if your long-term dream is going to be that you want to be a real estate investor, yes, get started wholesaling. I can't encourage you enough. But if you don't want to be a real estate investor, none of this stuff interests you, you want to do something else, don't start wholesaling. Also, if you're If you need money and you need money right now, don't start wholesaling. All these gurus are going to tell you, you're going to make so much money, you make so much money fast. You can, but most people, it takes a few months to get their first deal. Then it takes them one more month to get 2 deals. Then it takes them 2 weeks to get 3 deals. And then in 1 week, they're making 5 deals. It scales. But at first, it's a slow grind. It's a learning process. It took me a few months to get my first deal. And during that time, you know how much I was making? 0. But I have a solution for you in my Discord community. Check this out. I accelerate that process. So it's not 3 months for you to get a first deal. Hopefully, it's literally like 2 weeks. That's the hope. And I know it's possible because we have people in here in our channels. Check this out. This is awesome. We have people in here who have gotten my girl Kylie, I know you don't like that I'm putting you on video right now. I'm going to put you on video. Kylie right here, she got her first deal in 24 hours. And then we actually assigned it to an end buyer. We got that deal sold within 1 week. And now she just got her second deal under contract. And this is her second week. So I know it's possible if you just apply yourself. Kylie's new to real estate. If you're new to real estate, you can do this. I'm literally here to help you. I'm not trying to make I'm not charging. Just join the community, guys. It's awesome. We're pirates. So that's wholesaling. And I want to leave you with one thing. I want to leave you with a call to action on this video. What should you start by doing? Not only should you binge watch every single one of my videos, every single one of like Jerry Norton's, Jamil's, Pace Morby's videos, every wholesaler, binge watch YouTube videos, guys. But then what I want you to start doing is calling properties like this one. We're going to focus on cash wholesaling first, and then secondarily creative wholesaling. I think creative comes later, subject to and seller finance. It's a little bit harder. Find ugly ass properties like this, whether they're on market or off market. On market's easier to start, but it's harder to get a deal. Off market's harder to start, but easier to get a deal. Find ugly properties and just call. Start calling and start looking for that motivation. And if you get a good lead, pass it on to somebody. You're going to have a hard time figuring out what to pay. Like, is $110,000 a good deal? What about 120? What about 130? They want 140. Is 140 good? Maybe it's only worth 80. Well, I'll teach you all that. Watch my other videos. Learn how to comp. That's called comping. But my call to action for you, if you're new to wholesaling, is not only just study it, get on the freaking phone, start door knocking, and just get out there and start building leads. You're going to learn by doing. Guys, I love you all so much. Subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.